Vinny Jr.'s got some space, and that's all he needed.
Those opening 90 minutes nearly deceived the world, a disappointing 1-1 stalemate with Morocco. Countless Brazilian supporters departed MetLife Stadium carrying the same uneasy feeling. Perhaps this squad wasn't prepared. Perhaps the wounds from past World Cups still lingered. Perhaps this wasn't the Brazil capable of claiming football's biggest prize. For a country that judges success through trophies alone, a single point felt more like a warning. Instantly, social media erupted. Criticism followed without delay. Doubts emerged around the midfield. Doubts emerged around the attack. Doubts emerged around Carlo Ancelotti. Was the legendary Italian truly capable of reshaping a national team within a matter of weeks? Yet that's exactly what defines Carlo Ancelotti. Elite managers never panic. First, they observe, then they adapt, and finally, they transform everything. Across more than 3 decades, Carlo has demonstrated one undeniable truth. Football is never won through stubbornness. Understanding people wins championships. This is the coach who conquered Europe 5 times, the only manager ever to capture league titles in Italy, England, France, Germany, and Spain. A leader with more than 30 major trophies, a man who entered dressing rooms packed with Ballon d'Or winners, Champions League icons, and worldwide superstars, yet somehow united them all toward the same goal. Not through louder speeches, not through fear, but through a rare understanding. No 2 players are the same. Every squad carries its own character, and systems must fit players, never the reverse. That distinction separates great coaches from legendary ones. Following the Morocco draw, Ancelotti pointed fingers at nobody. Public criticism never came. Excuses were never considered. Instead, he quietly returned to work, hours spent analyzing, hours discussing tactics, hours examining what wasn't functioning, until the answer became clear. Brazil simply weren't playing like Brazil. The 4-2-3-1 formation had created a disconnected midfield. Casemiro and Bruno Guimarães were splitting defensive duties rather than dictating matches. Up front, the attack appeared isolated. Their movement looked predictable. Talent existed everywhere, yet balance was missing. That led Ancelotti to the tournament's boldest decision. The original setup was abandoned. The 4-2-3-1 was gone. In its place arrived the renowned 4-3-3. A single tactical switch changed everything. One adjustment completely reshaped the identity of the Seleção. Casemiro became the lone defensive anchor. Freedom suddenly opened for Bruno Guimarães. Spaces became available for Lucas Paquetá to exploit. Once again, the midfield could breathe. Still, Ancelotti wasn't done. Another move surprised nearly everyone. Igor Thiago was out. Matheus Cunha was in. Throughout much of the 2025-26 club campaign, Cunha wasn't even deployed as a traditional number 9. Coaches like Amorim and Michael Carrick frequently used him in deeper areas, operating between midfield and attack. Yet Carlo Ancelotti recognized something else. He noticed instinct, timing, unpredictability. A forward who never waits for matches, he takes them on. At times, football isn't about picking the superior player, it's about selecting the correct one, and Ancelotti got it exactly right. The impact was instant. Into Philadelphia, Brazil arrived looking like an entirely new side, not only tactically, but psychologically. There was belief in every pass, intent in every run, intensity off the ball. Long before the opening goal, Brazil appeared more dangerous. Rafinha believed he had ended the stalemate after Bruno Guimarães carved through Haiti's defense with a superb lofted pass. The assistance flag stopped the celebration, but not for long, because this Brazil side refused to fade. During the middle of the first half, Vinicius Jr charged down the left. A fierce shot forced Johnny Placid into a scrambling stop. The rebound fell free. Matheus Cunha reacted faster than everyone. One touch, one finish, one goal. Precisely the kind of striker's instinct Brazil had lacked. Then he struck once more. Vinicius Jr slipped another perfectly measured ball behind Haiti's back line. Into the space burst Cunha. One look at the keeper, one unstoppable finish into the top corner. At 2-0, the match was finished. Before halftime arrived, Ancelotti's boldest gamble had turned into his smartest call. Next came the moment that truly signaled Brazil's revival. Vinicius Jr, the man who had carried Real Madrid on Champions League nights, finally looked liberated in a Brazil shirt. Breaking beyond Haiti's defensive line, he calmly tucked away Brazil's third before the break. No nerves, no doubt, only belief. Exactly the belief Brazilian supporters had waited years to witness. After the interval, it wasn't about scoring, it became about control. With vintage authority, Casemiro shielded the backline. In aerial battles, Gabriel dominated. Every defensive movement was directed by Marquinhos. When called upon, Alisson delivered another world-class save. Even Andre thought he had scored a fourth before the offside flag intervened. None of it truly mattered. Once again, Brazil had rediscovered themselves. A 3-0 win, their first clean sheet, their first truly convincing display. More importantly, evidence that Ancelotti's vision was already forming. After that came Scotland, an entirely different test. A side equally desperate to stay alive. Another chance for Brazil to show the Haiti victory was far more than a one-off result. 7 minutes. Champions League trophies became his. La Liga crowns followed as well. Real Madrid's biggest games were often decided by him, but each time he pulled on Brazil's iconic yellow jersey, the feeling seemed different. The freedom was gone. His confidence seemed reduced. The same player who frightened Europe often appeared burdened by the expectations of an entire country. For years, Brazilian fans repeated one question: why doesn't the Real Madrid version of Vinicius appear for Brazil? Today, the explanation feels clear. What he needed was a coach who truly understood him. Better than anyone, Ancelotti knows Vinicius. During 4 remarkable years in Madrid, Ancelotti never tried to reinvent him. Instead, he brought out the very best in him. A different player was never required from Vinicius. He simply placed him where natural instincts could flourish. Remain wide, challenge defenders directly, sprint into open spaces. believe in your pace, believe in your imagination, believe in yourself. Brazil are now following that same formula, and the results have been incredible. Versus Morocco, Brazil were saved by his stunning equalizer. Against Haiti, he delivered both a goal and an assist while tormenting defenders from the opening whistle. Facing Scotland, he found the net twice. 4 goals, 1 assist, 3 games. Yet statistics alone don't explain everything. For the first time in many years, Brazil's attack genuinely centers around Vinicius, not because he demands the spotlight, not because every pass finds him, but because teammates recognize how dangerous he becomes in one-on-one situations. Space is created with every run. Panic follows every dribble. Defensive shapes are broken by every burst of speed. More than Brazil's top attacker, he has become something greater. The heartbeat of this World Cup journey is becoming him. Perhaps the most important change isn't tactical at all. The real difference is psychological. Following the win over Haiti, Vinicius said, "I am at my best physically, technically, and mentally." More than words, that statement feels real. It shows in everything. Gone is the hesitation. Back has come the smile. No longer does he seem like a player seeking validation. Instead, he looks prepared to conquer football's grandest stage. Then comes Matheus Cunha. Every World Cup seems to produce an unexpected hero, someone overlooked before suddenly becoming impossible to ignore. This tournament's surprise star could easily be Matheus Cunha. Starting on the bench against Morocco, few imagined he would completely reshape Brazil's attack, yet Ancelotti trusted him, and Cunha rewarded that confidence instantly. 3 goals across only 2 starts, each finish unique, every movement purposeful. Raw strength is not what defines his game. Natural instinct drives everything he does. Across the pitch, he drifts. He presses relentlessly. He connects midfield and attack. Then, suddenly, without warning, he appears in the penalty area where goals are made. Because of that unpredictability, Brazil have become much harder to stop. Opponents no longer know who deserves extra attention. Vinicius stretches play from the left. Rafinha attacks from the opposite side. Forward to the day of their clash with Norway, Brazil fought desperately to remain among the elite, throwing everything they had at the challenge, only to crash out in the round of 16. This is the tale of how football's most celebrated national team has spent 24 years chasing a version of itself that no longer exists. Because when the defining moment arrives, the player expected to lead Brazil is Vinicius Jr. Neymar's era is long behind them now. Then comes the penalty. Instead of stepping up himself, Vinicius hands the ball to Bruno Guimarães, a player who has taken only 3 penalties in his entire career. What outcome were they expecting? And one quick note, whoever popularized stutter-step penalties deserves serious questioning, because when all is said and done, the lasting image of this World Cup is Brazil sitting deep against Norway. Share your thoughts below on the Brazilian national team. Do you honestly see them becoming genuine World Cup contenders again? The truth is, they haven't consistently looked like one since 2010. You could point to 2014, but even then, that squad had obvious limitations. Carlo Ancelotti arrived with a legendary reputation and the respect of the dressing room, yet he never truly found a rhythm that allowed Brazil to dictate matches. The midfield remained an unresolved issue, and once again, it haunted them throughout this tournament. Brazil are still viewed as football's greatest nation, almost destined to reclaim the summit. Yet the truth is far less romantic. They have become football's greatest expectation rather than its greatest reality. For many supporters, this feels like the lowest point the national team has reached in decades. From qualification to the World Cup itself, nearly every step of this journey has ended in disappointment. And then came the final chapter. As the clock ticked down, Norway held firm. Holland's clinical finishing proved decisive, needing only 2 real opportunities to change the match. Brazil pushed forward, searching for one last breakthrough, but the response never came. The whistle sounded, Norwegian celebrations erupted, and Brazilian players dropped to the turf in disbelief. Another World Cup dream was over. So where does Brazil go from here? That answer belongs to the future. Let me know your thoughts below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.